Guys, finally he sleeps here, back again with another GearHeads video. Today I've got my daily driver, the old Honda Civic, and we were taking a look at it to get it prepped to put on a coilover kit from Flat Shark Racing to lower the car. And it turns out I need to replace the water pump first. So today we're going to swap out the water pump. It's a pretty simple fix for this car. It's not that difficult. It takes just a few tools, just like a socket set, some open-ended wrenches, and you got to be able to get the wheel off and to get to it. And if you're ever have to change the serpentine belt or any of that, you've got to pull the alternator to get to it. So we kind of cover a lot of stuff here in the process. So make sure you check this out. It will be a pretty short video. But again, today we're going to be taking a look at putting an A premium water pump on the Honda Civic. Okay, here on the passenger side is the alternator. We're going to remove the alternator. We've got to loosen it to get the serpentine belt off. The alternator is going to get removed, and then there is a pulley down here below the alternator. If we can see it from this angle, it is right there behind the first pulley. It has 3 holes on it. Behind that pulley is the water pump. Here's the new one, and there is 5 bolts. That's it. It's 5 bolts to hold it on, 3 bolts that the pulley attaches to, and then we're going to put it back together. It's not that big a deal, but the first step is going to be, okay, first step, we're going to take a 10 millimeter and go ahead and disconnect the negative post on the battery and get it out of the way before we start. Underneath the middle of the front end of the car is behind there's a shroud that's supposed to be here, but that is the petcock for the radiator to drain the antifreeze. It is just a finger tightened petcock. We're going to go ahead and undo it. I've got a drain pan underneath, and we're going to go release the antifreeze into the pan. That's all it is, just to loosen it a little bit and start draining. We'll take the radiator cap off to add a little air into it to get it to flow a little faster. In order to take the alternator out, we've got to remove all the wiring harnesses. So you've got a clip here, a clip here. This will actually pull off, and there's a nut underneath of it. The next step is there's a tensioner pulley right here that we're going to put a 19 millimeter socket on it, and we're going to pull it this way to loosen the belt. We got to get the belt off of there. So once you take that tensioner and you put a pry bar on it and you push it backwards towards the firewall, you can slip this belt off. So now that we have the belt off, there are 2 bolts left. There's one right here on the front and one down underneath of this pulley. And we'll go ahead and take those 2. We'll take them out and loosen them. We'll take the bottom one out first. It is the tougher to get to. And then that is the last bolt that we'll go ahead and remove. There's the location of that bottom bolt. Once you get the socket on it, it's just going to take a while. It is a very short bolt. The top bolt is a really long bolt, but it's just going to take some time. Now that we have the top bolt out, it's just a matter of just finishing it up. You can see how long the top bolt is compared to the bottom bolt, so you know which one goes where. Next step, we're just going to loosen this. We're going to pry it up and pop it out. There it is. Alternator out. The next step is we have 3 bolts on the pulley, and the only way to get them off is to hold one bolt and hold the pulley still and loosen it with the next. And you got to do that to all of them. And the last one is usually the hardest. Once they're loose, they're okay. And you can rotate the pulley to get to it. See, there are 3 bolts there on the pulley. It's those. That's the pulley. But the difficult part is getting to it. Okay. There's the pulley, and these are the 3 that you have here. And these attach direct to the water pump. So what you have to do is hold one to unloosen the next. And the last one's the toughest one. You can hold the belt in place to hold the pulley. It's about all you can do. So this is the passenger side. There is a panel right there. We're gonna go ahead and take off it. It's just a trim panel. It's under shroud and it wraps underneath. There's just a couple of pull tabs that you got to pop out, and then this whole thing will come off, and then we'll have access to what we need. Okay, now we see this is the water pump here, and the next step is to remove the tensioner. This is right here. This is what we used to loosen up the belt, but that whole tensioner assembly has to come off. And there's a bolt right here on this side, and there's a bolt down at the bottom that we're going to have to get to through the fender well. That's the tensioner that you can see through here, and that's where it's at. And we're going to have to use a Allen nut to get in there with a socket, and that's the lower bolt. All right, so we got the tensioner disconnected. There's one nut here, and the nut down on the bottom was actually a problem for us. It was seized up in the block. There it is right there in the tensioner. We've went ahead and taken it out, and we had to heat it up and use an extractor to get the bolt out. And what this is it's just a tool that goes into it. It's reverse threaded. It goes into the Allen hole, and then you pull it out with a socket. And that's how we were able to get the tensioner bolt out. Just because this car has 300,000 miles on it, and this has never been changed. The replacement tensioner bolt, and that's what we were dealing with, but it was just too seized up that as we started to work it, I actually stripped it out. I stripped it trying to get it out of the engine block. Highly recommended. Link to buy your own is in the description below. Our next step now is to go ahead and remove the tensioner. There it goes. And as you can see, that's where that bolt was that was seized up. And we're starting to see some of the antifreeze that is dripping out of the water pump, which is what's causing the problems. So we'll set this aside, and now we're going to go ahead and start to extract the water pump. So there is the water pump, and it's sitting in there like this on the side of the block. And as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts to take out, and they're not that difficult to get to now that we've made all the room to get to them. All right, so there it is, last bolt. They're all 10 millimeter. There's 5 of them in total. Now to get this off, we're just gonna tap it with a hammer. There is the seal. All 5 of the nuts are out, so it shouldn't take much. There it goes. Okay. There it is. It's the old one. We've got a seal around the edge. I think the seal is what the problem was, this is why it was leaking. So there it is, removed. We're gonna take and clean out that channel with a wire brush where the new gasket goes, the new little silicone seal. And then we'll start to put the whole thing back together. So we're putting the new one in. It like seats in behind the nodes. And then from here, we attach it. Now we're just putting it back together, and everything goes in opposite order. And we're gonna put some of these screws in and just seat this as you put these 5 10mm bolts back in the water pump. Make sure you torque them down to the torque specs required for those 5. Next step, we're going to feed the tensioner pulley back down in. If I can get it under there. We've got... All right, so now that the tensioner is back where it needs to be, just remember we'll do the first one first, and we're just going to start it, and it goes to the outer bolt, the inner bolt. This is for the alternator. So we're just going to start the bolt here on this side and get it started, and then go to the one on the tensioner bolt in the back, which was the one we had trouble with before. We'll crank it down and do this one, and make sure you have the torque specs set up for the same, because the torque specs for this bolt are different than the torque specs for the tensioner bolt that goes down on the bottom. The next step is we've got to put the pulley back on, which goes here on the outside of that. Remember, there are 3 bolts that go in here, and this is going to be kind of difficult because you got to line it up, and it's pretty hard to see where they go. So the easiest way to get to this is from underneath, because we still have the fender liner out. Put it's like a slip wrench on one of these, and then use a socket on the next to tighten them down, and just follow torque specs for this as well. Okay, the next step is to seat the alternator, and I've already kind of fished the belt down there to get it started. But once we get the alternator placed, oh, actually I went right through, good. And then the lower bolt, then we'll use the tensioner to push back and get the serpentine belt on. So the alternator is mounted in. We've got the upper bolt, which is the long one. Lower bolt is down underneath this pulley, and make sure you set your torque settings as what they're supposed to be for this. The next step now is to take the serpentine belt that we have fished in here and feed it around the pulleys based on the diagram. This is the only pulley we're not going to do, because to get to this one we have to use the tensioner. So we're going to do everything but this one, get it all set up into place, and then we'll worry about getting this one on after we can press the tensioner back. All right, serpentine's belt is on. Follow the diagram for your specific Honda. Look it up to see, because it depends on whether or not you have air conditioning or what's going on, to see your specific layout for yours. And now we're going to bring all the wiring back over for the alternator. We have a few screws to put on. 10mm here. Alternator's back in, belt is back on. Everything should be good to go at this point. Make sure you have your petcock on the radiator put back in place, and then we'll just have to put the battery back on, tighten it down with 10mm bolt, and we're ready to start putting antifreeze back in the car. Now, to refill the antifreeze, I suggest you do a gravity feed funnel that locks in. Link for one of these is in the description below. That way you're gonna fill it full. We're gonna wait till everything goes down, all the bubbles are filled out, and then we'll start the car and we'll basically burp the system and get all the air out. But this will allow you to do it so that there's no air in the system. As long as there's bubbles coming up, that's air coming out of the system. All right, so we've been running, everything is full. We've got heat coming out. There's no more air bubbles. So we're gonna go ahead and lock this down and shut the car off and tighten everything up. Water pump is done.